Hello, everyone. I'm Ilse. I'm speaking to you from Leeuwarden, the Netherlands, in the province of Friesland. A few kilometers behind me is Leeuwarden Air Base, one of the most active, most toxic, and most symbolically important NATO military sites in Northern Europe. I am an activist, organizer, and musician. I sing and write songs for a punk band. And this year, I also led an election campaign trying to get elected as municipal council member for MERA25. For years, I have been walking, marching, and demonstrating outside the fence of this airbase, together with multiple activists, mostly local action groups, like Geen Ruimte voor Defensie en Vlieg op. Because what happens inside that fence affects everything outside it: our water, our soil, plants and animals, our reproductive health, our children's health, and our planet. And that's just besides the anti-militarism, of course. The deafening sound of those aircraft taking off and flying low over the poorest neighborhoods of our city is a daily reminder of war and suffering all over the globe, and of the future illness their toxic waste will cause. Today, I want to give you a short tour of three things: what NATO is doing at Leeuwarden, what that does to our land and bodies, and how we are fighting back in Leeuwarden. Leeuwarden Air Base is not a sleepy base, it's a frontline NATO hub. It's home to Dutch F-35 stealth fighters, the most expensive and deadly jets in the Alliance arsenal. It also houses a 322nd Squadron, which is permanently on standby for NATO's rapid reaction forces. During major NATO exercises, like Ramstein Flag or Frisian Flag, this small base in a quiet farming province, small town, launches up to 80 military flights per day. That's 80 fighter jets, drones, refueling planes, shaking the flats, polluting the air, and normalizing war as a daily reality. The United States military is embedded here. US F-35s and helicopter units regularly deployed to Leeuwarden. And this base is not Dutch, it's NATO. And NATO is, of course, an extension of US military strategy in Europe. But let me tell you what the official brochures of the airbase don't mention: the poison. For decades, the military used toxic firefighting foam containing PFAS, forever chemicals, during training exercises. These chemicals do not break down in nature. They accumulate in soil, groundwater, fish, livestock, and in human blood. In this sense, Leeuwarden represents a sacrifice zone, a community, Friesland, whose land and water are being poisoned to facilitate NATO's offensive readiness. In 2024, water authorities tested Jelsemervaart, a canal directly next to the airbase. They found PFAS levels 900 times above the legal norm. 900 times. Since then, high levels of PFAS have been found in surrounding waterways, in fish, in the eggs from local chickens. There are now fishing and swimming bans in the surrounding waterways. And the outrageous part is that the Netherlands can't even process its own PFAS waste. We have no incinerators hot enough to destroy these chemicals safely. So the toxic soil is dug up and shipped across the border to Belgium. We export our poison, we outsource our environmental crime. And that's not an accident, it's the normal functioning of a military system that treats ecological health as disposable. So I've been active against this base for years. A couple of years ago, I joined a walking, biking, and skating tour around the entire perimeter of the airbase. Step by step, we circled the fence, reclaiming the land for military logic together as slow, patient, visible resistance. I've also picketed with action groups outside municipal information events about the airbase expansion. Last year, we organized a larger demonstration through the streets of Leeuwarden with hundreds of people, from peace groups to climate justice activists to local farmers, all saying no more flights, no more poison, no more war. Next week, we are doing it again. Under the Stop ReArm Europe banner, multiple organizations are coming together for a major demonstration in Leeuwarden. Because right now, NATO and European Union are ramping up military spending to levels not seen since the Cold War. They call it security, I call it a suicide pact with the arms industry, maximizing weapons trade to profit off of death. So I also write songs as activism. I'm in a punk band, and some of our songs are directly about the Leeuwarden airbase. So I'll share a lyric with you from our song from our upcoming album. NATO power staring up the peaceful skies, fighter pilots ready to destroy thousands of lives. American warheads authorize the threat. More pollution, more weapons, more war, more murder, more profit. That's not poetry for poetry's sake. That's the plain truth of what happens here. Every F-35 that takes off from Leeuwarden is a weapon designed to end lives. Every training mission normalizes the idea that mass violence is acceptable. And behind it all is the military-industrial complex, turning death into a growth sector. Punk is not just music for me, it is the sound of not accepting things. It's fast, angry, joyful, and collective. When we play a song like that, about jets screaming overhead, about the PFAS in the water, about the generals making decisions far away, people listen differently, they feel it in their bodies. Music reaches places that political speeches can't. It gets into your bones. It makes resistance feel possible, even fun, even beautiful. So I want to encourage everyone who's listening to find your form of resistance. Marching is one way, organizing, writing is another, and singing is one of mine. None of them are small. Leeuwarden Air Base is not just a military installation. It's a machine that produces war readiness and environmental destruction in equal measure, and it relies on our silence. But we are not silent, we talk, we march, we sing and organize. Next week we'll be in the streets of Leeuwarden, and this week we'll be rehearsing with a choir to sing at the demonstration, and after that we will keep going. The demonstration that we're organizing is under the banner of Stop ReArm Europe, which we're organizing with many different peace movements here in Leeuwarden. So thank you for having me, and solidarity.